Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first appointment of POLI.design Open Day. Thank you so much for being here with us. I'm Sofia D'Alessandro, and today I will moderating for you the presentation of our specializing master in fashion tech. So let me introduce to you the faculty for today. We have here Professor Susanna Testa, the didactic coordinator of the program, and Professor Komal Karani, the tutor of the program. Please don't forget to type your questions in the dedicated chat box so that we can address them during the Q&A at the end of the presentation. Before leaving the floor to our faculty, let me just briefly introduce to you the new positioning of POLI.design. The claim, "Unlock Your Design Energy," means our commitment to recognizing and enhancing the unique potential and differences of each student. We aim to nurture personal attitudes and inclinations, offering a supportive environment that empowers students to become professionals ready to assume leadership roles and tackle complex challenges of today. Each specializing master, of course, unlocks a different type of energy. So I will hand it over to the faculty to tell us more details. Thank you and enjoy.
Thank you very much, Sofia, for this introduction, and welcome you all. I am Susanna Testa, as Sofia anticipated, and I coordinate the master. So I will be, let's say, if you decide to join our master, one of the main reference person that you can, let's say, refer to while you're going to be here. So, unlock your design energy. What does that mean when we refer to the Master in Fashion Tech? So, the Fashion Tech has the chance to allow the students that decide to join our Master to really unleash their energy, their creative energy, providing them with the necessary knowledge to become the leaders in the fashion industry, in a way that can combine the aesthetics together with the functionality, as well as an eye onto sustainability. So this Master in Fashion Tech has the aim, the objective to help students in developing a sort of a strategic vision where creativity and technological innovation and sustainability can be taken care and taken into consideration for a possible successful career within the fashion system. Let's see a little bit more into detail what is this master about. So, of course, the Master in Fashion Tech deals with the fashion world, the fashion system. We will address topics such as fashion design, luxury technology, that is a sort of an in-between the high-end, so the premium design, together with the digital technologies, but as well, for example, some important and hot and upcoming topics such as artificial intelligence, as well as I was anticipating, a very important part of the master is going to be dedicated to sustainability, so circular economy, as well as blockchain. So within this specific specializing training course, we will develop clothes that are, but also accessories sometimes, that are designed to be redesigned, to be remade. So in this sort of a closed loop where nothing gets wasted, no? And this is really dedicated to what the new scenarios of fashion are suggesting us, and we are moving to a circular economy, let's say, environment under design of sustainability and traceability. As I was also saying, this master really, during especially the past two editions, is also embracing the topic of artificial intelligence and blockchain in a way to use it as a sort of a tool to ensure transparency, but also traceability and efficiency within the fashion world. We will talk about more into detail later, but I'm anticipating you that this Master in Fashion Tech will start in October. We will have a limited amount of seats, so which is going to be 25, in order to allow all students to have a really one-to-one, I would say, interaction with the faculty. So it's really going to be a made-to-measure, customized learning experience. And so for this reason, we have only 25 seats to allow this sort of educational path. The delivery is going to be in presence, so for us it's super important that we have students collaborating and coming to classes. So it's all mainly going to be in presence here in Milan. It's going to be approximately, let's say, 1,500 hours of work as an equal of 60 credits. Who are we? So this is the faculty. We have, first of all, Professor Alba Cappellieri, who is full professor at Politecnico di Milano. She is an expert both in the field of accessory, but as well in the field of innovation applied to the fashion system. And Professor Cappellieri is the scientific director of the master. We then have Professor Maurizia Botti, who instead is the technical director, and she is a professional with very long expertise and experience in the field of material research as well as sportswear design. And then there's me, Susanna Testa. I am the didactic coordinator. I am assistant professor here at Politecnico di Milano, and my main focus of interests are as well jewelry design, but also graphics and portfolio and personal branding, but also fashion tech and everything that is related to innovation applied to the fashion system. But as you might imagine, it's just not going to be the three of us, but one of the most interesting thing about this master is the fact that we have a realm of very many different professionals that would intervene during the entire course. And these would range from professionals working in the industry, from manufacturers to final products. We have 3D experts, so people who will support you during the 3D modeling lessons. We have experts in the field of economics, as well as retail, but also photography. And this is very important for us because it's a way for you to really interact and face with people that are actually working in the field and passing you the expertise that you can apply not only during the master and during the workshops that you will develop, but also generally speaking in your future career. So this whole master starts from the idea that the fashion industry itself, as it is conceived, it is constantly evolving. It's constantly evolving due to trends, but is also constantly evolving in order to create different experiences for the consumers and the wearers. So really we decided to start this master with this overall idea, no? And what is fashion tech? What do we mean by fashion tech? So that fashion tech is actually that very field that is an intersection between the field of fashion with the field of technology. And this, of course, as you might imagine, bring a lot of new products, but also new services, processes, tools, but also new professional figures that are really arising from these interdisciplinary approaches, where different methodology have to merge, have to be combined together, but also different kinds of knowledges. So that's why we decided already now, 5 years ago, to start with this disruptive, in a way, idea of conceiving the fashion design approach. So the master really wants to, let's say, establish an actual link between the world of education, which is the one of POLI.design, of Politecnico, with the one of companies. So the need that the market is having, but also in a way forecasting it. So be able, in order, thanks to this link, to understand what the need of the market might be. And for us, this is very important because it's also a way for us to train students that, thanks to this ongoing dialogue and knowledge exchange, can work in the field of fashion, in the fashion system, with a knowledge that is super useful for facing the different challenges that the fashion system is posing. But what are the goals of the master? So the goals of the masters, of course, are the ones of providing the knowledge, providing the skills, both in the area of active and interactive design, so within the world of sportswear, but also in the field of leisure design, so that very field that is, let's say, oriented to create garments that are meant to be for everyday life, but have, for example, the use of performative materials that can make the life, everyday life, easier and more comfortable. But also it addresses the lifestyle design, everything under the banner of sustainability. So we do provide different kinds of expertise, from the one related to the technological innovation, but also the one related to aesthetics, that is specific to the field of fashion, and also content and function for a possible new interpretation of what the contemporary apparel is. As I was saying before, this master very much wants to align with the challenges and also the new needs that are arising from the new emerging lifestyles. Just to give you a few examples, we talk about now global collections, we talk about seasonless garments, we talk about less garments, no? Also in a way, with a view to sustainability, we tend to produce less, to buy less, so these garments need to perform and need to be adaptable in different situations. And also, yes, trying to design objects that can be made and remade with a possible low environmental impact. So here we have these important keywords that are recycling, reuse, and repurposing, that are at the core base as a value of all the different projects that we develop here at the Master of POLI.design. How is this master structured? So it is addressed, first of all, to people, to young individuals, I would say, but not limited to that want to work in the field of fashion, but really managing the different creative processes within the supply chain, and also acquire market relevant skills within the specific sector. So it's going to be built among different kinds of activities. Some activities will be done in teamwork, and this is super important for us because we very much care and foster and promote the knowledge exchange, not only among, let's say, students and faculty, but also among the different students. When we do selection at the, let's say, before the master, we try as much as possible to create a selection of students that can add value to the, let's say, class itself, no? So not only in terms of background, in terms of cultural background, of course, but also in terms of knowledge background. So for us, team working is a very good way to learn from your peers. But also you will have the chance to have activities that will be done instead in an individual way, where you can have the chance to actually work on the different challenges in an individual way. All the activities will be mainly done in collaboration across different sectors, discipline, and university, really to foster as much as possible the exchange. As you can imagine, with my premises, we are super happy to welcome students coming from different environment, different universities, with different background skills, so not only fashion design, but also engineering, as well as material researchers, but also, I don't know, people that have a background in marketing, for example. So we are very much open to this diverse environment to really bring different knowledge to the class. The teaching activity it will start on the October 28th this year. It's going to be Monday. And I was saying lessons are going to be mainly in presence here at POLI.design. You will have to take part to the classes, so presence is going to be mandatory. There might happen that some classes might be switched online for some specific needs, but generally speaking, we try as much as possible to promote a kind of teaching mode that prefers the physical version of lecturing. So this is, let's say, the structure of the master and how it is divided. You see it is divided into 5 main groups, 5 main activities. The first part is going to be dedicated to the theory, and it's going to have a sort of lecture structure. So each and every professor, each and every professional will come to class and will bring his or her expertise within the field of belonging. So you will have some lessons dedicated to sportswear or to marketing, as well as technology and wearable design, as well as sustainability. So this is a way for you to start coping with the topic, also, let's say, in a smooth way. Then the second part is going to be dedicated to the tools. And the tools are going to be, let's say, the ABC that you will need for a sort of a preparation that you will need for the design workshop part. The tools are going to be dedicated to a part of digital modeling, and in particular we have lessons, we deliver lessons dedicated to Clo 3D and Rhino. We have classes dedicated to graphics, as well as photography and communication. After this part, let's say the core of the master starts. The core of the master are the design workshops. The design workshops are 5. Each and every year are different. Each and every year they have a different design challenge, and they are done in collaboration with 1 or 2 companies. We might have a company that works in the field of consumer, so B2C, but we can also have partner company that are B2B, so probably like provider of textiles or materials of different kind. These workshops are usually 2 weeks long, so that you have the chance to work in team in maybe the first part, and then develop your own specific part during the second week. And then after this, let's say, phase of brief launching with the company, research, the design part, you will have then a final presentation in front of a commission that is composed both by the company that was supporting the workshop, as well as the different professors of the master. Then we have the fourth part that is instead dedicated to the finalization of the work, so gonna be dedicated to your personal branding, and also to develop your CV and your portfolio. And this is gonna be very useful for the last part, that is the internship. So in the portfolio and the CV and the personal branding, that will be helpful in order to structure your professional presentation and start doing the interviews with the different companies. Companies that can be suggested by POLI.design, you might as well find an interesting occasion somewhere with a specific company, and we can create the match according also to the company that you are in contact with. During the entire path, we will also have visits and guest lectures to enrich your time during the master. So to see what to see actually what the, let's say, the company looks like, how they work, and this is usually super interesting for students, because here in the area of Milan we have very many different companies that work in the field of textile. Professional outcomes are different, so we don't have a specific professional figure that comes out of this master, but we have divided them in a way in 3 different clusters. So we have the one dedicated to research and development, the one dedicated to the style office, and the one dedicated to production. So research and development will mainly be addressing professions such as the materials researchers or technologies researcher, textile, technician and specialized sustainable product development, or fashion designer specializing in circular economy. Or regarding the style office, you might be a designer but working, for example, either in sportswear or streetwear or workwear, or in the interactive field, or even accessory. Or lastly, you might as well be more interested in the field of production and then work, for example, as a technician specializing in product traceability. So why to choose the master? So as I was saying before, the fashion tech designers now have a very important role in the fashion system, but also in the field of lifestyle, because they have the unique ability to merge different fields, such as, for example, the one of sportswear, the one of workwear, the one of electronics and information technology, together with the ready-to-wear fashion, and also, let's say, the high-end, such as, for example, the luxury and technology. And it's really important that this kind of profession has to know how to use, to select in a responsible way materials, but also how to responsibly design garments, with the goal really to keep in mind the sustainability of the entire process itself. So, as I was saying before, this idea of really merging the educational field with the one of the companies gives us an idea of how to train students also for an immediate professional placement. And this really gives us the possibility to align, let's say, the professional that we have in our, that are outcoming from the master, aligned with the current industry trends and also the company demands. Here, just an overview on the different companies that we have partnered with in the past. As you've seen, some of them are companies that work in the field of B2C, such as, for example, Colmar or Slam or even Decathlon, but also we have companies that instead work as B2B, so from Tayana to Grassi, that are suppliers for other brands. And this is very interesting because you have an overview of the different value chain. Okay, so thank you very much, and now leave the stage to Sofia again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Tessa, for this very insightful presentation. So this is just to remind you how the applications are processed. To take part to the selection, you can scan the QR code that you see there and to access the Specializing Masters webpage. And once you click then to the Apply button to create your own account and upload all the required documents. Once your account you created, you can decide whether you want to complete the application in that moment or even later. Please remember that applications are processed in chronological order, and so until all the seats are filled. These are indeed the final deadlines, so please don't wait until the last moment to apply. And also, we would like to remind to you that you will have the opportunity to start your selection procedure with your interview next Monday, the 24th of July, starting from 9 a.m. Italian time. Also, once you visit the Specializing Master webpage, you will have access to all the discount policies that we have created for you in order to show you our commitment to support your study path at POLI.design and your future. So now let's move into the Q&A session, as we have a few interesting questions from our students.
Let me, sorry if I interrupt you. Let me just add that we also have here Komal with us, that she is not only the tutor of the master from last year, but she was also a former student. So if you have any curiosity that you would like to address her, since we have this chance, please feel free to ask her, as she can give you her personal perspective on that.
Thank you, Professor Testa. Very true. It's actually very nice to have the perspective of someone that actually attended our master. So I will start with these questions that surely can address also your experience. So they ask, which is the commitment for students during the week? Are classes every day, full-time or part-time?
Okay, I can have you.
Yeah. The classes are mostly like 3 days a week, and the workshops are organized in such a way that your theory classes and your digital modeling classes and the workshop also go hand in hand. And it's not tedious, it's very relaxed, and we have all the support from our faculty, so it's super convenient and nice, and a balanced structure, I can say.
Great, thank you so much. We have another question. Are there any specific skills in order to be admitted, such as specific software that applicants should know about?
Well, we ask students to have a base of graphics
Mm.
because that's really what you need to use during the master. Of course, we will provide some lessons dedicated to that, but if you already know on how to approach the graphical part, is going to be a very important tool, because then you don't have to stress yourself out during the workshops. And also, I would say that you should be like a good problem solver somehow. That's the main thing, no, as a soft skill that I can relate to.
Yeah.
No, what would you say?
Yeah, I think one of the most important thing is knowing the basic softwares like Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. I mean, just for them to be more comfortable in the environment that they're stepping into, and definitely having a really good interest in fashion and the life of sports in general. So, yeah.
Great, I think you have answered the question. And actually, we have no further questions, so thank you again for being
Thank you.
here with us. And
Thank you.
we'll be waiting for students to apply. And for yourself, thank you again. And please stay connected to find out more about POLI.design and its services.